Hello and welcome to National Teach Ag Day Live from the Bradford Barbecue in Lancaster, Kentucky. I'm here with David Black and we are so excited. I'm Rachel Sauvola and I hail from New Richmond, Wisconsin in the northwestern part of the state. Thanks to all those Wisconsin ag teachers who are joining us to see us here on the green carpet.
Absolutely. I'm David Black and I work at Murray State University in Murray, Kentucky. And just excited to be able to host this in our great state of Kentucky.
We have had a tremendous week working with FAST pre-service teachers. We've toured some programs. We're going to highlight some of those things throughout our time together today. And we're just so thankful for all of the supporters, sponsors, teachers, our wonderful students who are out there working so very diligently to promote and be a part of agricultural education. We are in for a treat today, David.
We are. And we have so many ag teachers and ag programs out there, and they all do a great job. And so throughout the broadcast, we're going to have the opportunity to do shout outs to some of these people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to kick off the shout outs. I have a tremendous group of students back home in New Richmond who are accomplishing their Agriscience to-do list this week under the direction of my fantastic sub, Jim Cellini, who by nature is an orchestra instructor who has retired. And he just loves coming to my classroom. He says every time, Rachel, your students are wonderful and they do such a great job. So thank you to Mr. Cellini. We also have a half-time ag teacher in New Richmond who is there with our students, Mrs. Leitz. Thank you for your efforts this week to keep all of the home fires burning. It is wonderful to have you as a part of our program each fall.
And it takes a village to teach ag, and we all love all that support group. And back at Murray State, I have a tremendous support group. I have Dr. Tony Brandon, who's our dean, Dr. Brian Parr, who's our assistant dean, Dr. Kimberly Bella, who's our ag ed, and also Dr. Christy Guthrie, who's also our ag ed. And they do so much work in recruitment and working with our students and preparing the ag teachers for the future. And we got some awesome young adults that are planning on becoming ag teachers. It's going to be awesome to look and watch them develop into awesome ag teachers.
Yeah, speaking of awesome ag teachers, I was telling David earlier that, you know, in ag education, we have this ripple effect. And what is so amazing to me as I was reflecting about this wonderful celebration on the way here to Kentucky was that I realized that I have 4 amazing young ladies in the ag education world that have hailed from New Richmond, Wisconsin. So I have actually Molly Dulch, a shout out to her in West Central Valley in Iowa. I have Gabe's Kiefer in North Dakota doing great things at Mayport CG High School. I also have Sophia Thomas, who just started her ag teaching career after some meat science work that she had been doing in Pipestone, Minnesota. And I have Becca Thon at South Dakota State University in the pipeline with our good friend Laura Hasselquist, who is excited to become an ag teacher. David, my ripple from New Richmond, Wisconsin is now impacting 4 additional states and amazing students in the Midwest. It's incredible how this stuff just flows.
Yeah, and we hear those stories all the time from ag teachers. You know, that we have these students come through our program. We're not sure what they're going to do. They're not for sure what they're going to do. And some of them do become ag teachers, but we have them in all kinds of careers out there. And they take their leadership skills and their knowledge they learn from their ag program and from their ag teachers. And then they go out there and make a difference in the world. And it's always fun to have those students come back and contact us to let us know what they're doing, you know, from coast to coast is what we see.
Well, and the true beauty is, once you're our kid, you're always our kid,
Always,
right?
yes,
and
absolutely.
we want to know how you're doing and how things are going in the realm of your lives. You were a big part of our programs and our lives growing up, you know, so we oftentimes say, my kids, and in reference to those that aren't our biological kids, but are gifted to us for 8 hours a day from their own families.
And many people in the school systems as well refer to those kids as our kids, is what your kids did and hopefully it's always good, right?
Yes.
And
always.
so we love to hear that, and we want to claim those students as our kids and help them get through the system, and we want to watch them go through the next levels in their life, whatever it is. We want them to be successful.
When we talk about it taking a village to really have a quality agricultural education program, it's no joke. Also, a shout out back home to Tara Van Eperen, who is a middle school literature teacher by trade, who happens to be managing my school farm, the SOAR Educational Center, with my students while I'm out this week. So a shout out to the hardworking kids. On Monday, when I get back to town, we'll actually be butchering 6 head from our farm, and we put it into school lunch. So the kids are making final preparations for these animals in our herd to go to the next step in the food chain. And
So they actually get to see the farm to table
absolutely,
right there in the school
absolutely.
system. That is awesome.
Yeah, and our school lunch staff certainly supports everything that we do in that realm. So it does take a village.
Absolutely, yes. And so if you haven't made a decision yet on what you want to do next in life, and you want to contribute to ag education, there's always room for new people. And you don't have to have an ag background to be an ag teacher, because obviously ag programs look different all throughout the country. So, Rachel here has a farm. The next place may only have a greenhouse, or maybe not even have that, but they still teach ag and have awesome students with awesome programs.
Right, and quality programs. So we're really excited to be able to highlight some teachers from across the country today doing the great work. We also want to just comment again about those supporters and those people who are helping us facilitate these programs in our community. This is, I think, the 11th Teach Ag Day we had live. We had an additional 12th one, of course, virtual last year. But we've been to some incredible places, incredible programs. As we think about this event and how we take it to different locations to see the programs, to hear from the supporters, we really are blessed in agricultural education and NAAE. As I look at the other locations that we've had, we were in Buena Park, California. We went to North Carolina A&T. We have been to CHS in Minnesota. David, how about American Farm Bureau?
American Farm Bureau in DC.
Yep.
Poet in South Dakota. The Chicago High School up in Illinois. Cortava, Agriscience in Iowa. That was an awesome trip as well. And of course, BASF in North Carolina was another awesome event there as well.
And that was our 10th anniversary over there. And they even had a fireworks show for us.
Yes.
I mean, when we come to these Teach Ag events live, it's kind of like we are celebrities, and that makes us feel so special. We've got the green carpet behind us that many of our guests will walk. We've got people zooming in, so we're very, very excited about all of the people that you're going to get to meet today.
Yes. And NAAE, for you that don't know, NAAE is the National Association of Ag Educators, and it's actually located right here in Kentucky, in Lexington, Kentucky. And we have an awesome staff there. They work so hard for ag teachers throughout the year. We have our conference coming up in New Orleans. We're excited about going to New Orleans for our NAAE conference. And so if you're an ag teacher sitting out there and you've never attended NAAE, I highly encourage you, don't wait until you're in year 20 or 25. Go ahead and make plans to attend. I'm sure they're still taking reservations for that, aren't they?
Absolutely.
And it is an unbelievable trip for any ag teacher. It's kind of like getting that booster shot, right? Just to get you through the year, get you excited about teaching and meeting people just like you.
All right, so it looks like our first few Zoom teachers are connecting and joining us. So we're really excited about this. And, I see Mason and Matthew and Chloe. So we are excited.
So we want to go ahead and start with Matthew. Matthew, if you would, Rachel and I know a lot about you, but our listeners do not. How about introducing yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, thank you guys for having me on. My name is Matthew Bernia, and I teach in St. Louis, Michigan. That's the dead center of the Mitten State. I went to University of Wisconsin River Falls, so I've had the pleasure to meet Miss Sauvola over there. This is my 4th year teaching, and just loving every minute of it.
Yeah, Matthew, we're having a little bit of difficulty on this end, knowing what's going on. We can see your lips moving and we can hear you, but it shows that you're on, but we're having some technical difficulties on this end.
Okay, try it again, Matthew. Talk to us.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh, Matthew, success.
There we go.
You know,
Hey.
you get a gold star, a Sauvola gold star for being the first one out of the gate. You just never know what's going to happen. So thank you. Yes, now we can hear you.
Yeah, so my name is Matt Bernia. I am the St. Louis agricultural educator in the geographic center of the Mitten. I have my ag ed degree from University of Wisconsin River Falls, go Falcons. And I just finished my master's degree at Michigan State. So go green. This is my 4th year teaching, and I've been at St. Louis my entire life. Just really exciting things, growing the program and enjoying every minute of working with students.
Well, Matthew, just so happens I'm a Falcon too.
I know.
So in common. Yeehaw. Chloe, can you give us a little introduction, please, as to who you are and what you do?
Sure. I'm Chloe Fuentes. I am in my 6th year teaching at John Bowne High School. I am an alumni of that program, and we are located in the borough of Queens in New York City. And it's amazing. I love working there. It's a great time.
I have New York City on my bucket list to visit, Chloe, so I'm going to look you up. So
Come on by.
Yes, my daughters will love it too. That's what I love about this egg teacher family. Yes, we always have a place to vacation.
Absolutely.
Always a tour guide too. Right?
Yes, yes.
Absolutely. How about you, Mason? Tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Mason Jones. I am an ag teacher in Edmond, Oklahoma. And Chloe, I was going to say, I was in New York City just this past summer, and it's almost just like Edmond. I was amazed at how similar. I'm kidding. But I've been teaching for 9 years now, all of which has been in Central Oklahoma. I'm in a 3-teacher department here in Edmond Public Schools. And I need to give a shout out of the gate with my 2 teaching partners that are helping cover for me a little bit right now as we have class going on. And that's Kenny Leatherwood and Jeremy Schmidt, 2 outstanding teachers that I've had the privilege of teaching with for now 8 years. So, but I'm excited to be here.
Well, speaking of shout outs, what about you, Matthew? Do you have any shout outs?
Oh, I got lots of shout outs. Thank you to my guidance counselor who's actually covering my, she's not covering my class anymore. The bell just rang. But just very thankful to my community.
Students who were absent yesterday.
It's live, Matthew.
Yeah.
We understand how those things happen.
Yeah, it's great. You know, we are thriving, and you know, we got to make those adjustments. But shout out to my amazing alumni group. My awesome staff here at St. Louis, lots of staff members wearing their FFA t-shirts or their Teach Ag t-shirts from previous years. I feel so supported and loved here in this school and community. So it's a great place to work. So shout out to everyone in St. Louis.
Chloe, how about some shout outs for you? Who helps your egg teacher world go round?
Well, I work in a 9-teacher department, so there's 9 of us all together, and we all work together to get everything done. And so I really want to shout them out. They're all such wonderful people, and I absolutely love working with them. I also want to shout out my state organization, NYAAE. I'm on the board there, and I love working with those people, and I really like the changes that we're trying to make and the difference that we're trying to make in our organization and our students' lives as well. So it's a lot of fun.
Excellent. Excellent.
While we have you on, Chloe, why do you think that teaching, especially teaching ag, is the best career ever?
Ooh, why is it the best career ever? So many reasons. I really love it because I get to put my whole self into it. I don't have, there's not really like teacher Chloe and like real life Chloe. It's all the same kind of person. I'm allowed to really integrate all aspects of my personality and all aspects of my, past lives before I became a teacher into the profession. And also, wow, the differences it makes in my students. Actually, I had a student yesterday. She emailed me and she's like, "Can I interview you for a class?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." She graduated like 3 years ago. I get on, I'm like, "Hey, what class do you need to interview me for? Last we talked, you were gonna go be an exotic animal vet." She's like, "I changed my major to ag ed," and it's like, woohoo! Yes, I love it. So, being able to change people's minds about things and show them all the different possibilities that there are within agriculture.
That's awesome. What about Mason? Why do you think the ag career is the best one ever?
For me, I have loved, this is my 9th year, like I said, and every year has been so different from the rest. Every day is so different, and it's all just been so exciting. I've never felt a year where I was just like, "Oh, this is boring," or a day where this is boring. It's just, I have so much fun doing what I do. And students are so much fun to work with. And you're getting to teach a subject that you're passionate about. You're getting to have a lot of freedom and liberty to choose a lot of the things that you want to do every single day with what you do in the class and in the lab instruction. And then we get to go see so much fun achievement from our students. We get to watch them go out and win or learn something new and feel accomplished from all of that. And it's so much fun almost all the time. And so I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mason. I taught in the classroom for 30 years and loved every year of it. But I did figure out sooner or later there would be life after ag teaching. I didn't know what that looked like, but within a year, I was at Murray State University running their dual credit program for ag. And now I get to work with over 100 high schools and over 500 students a semester. And that's another awesome experience that I never expected. So yeah, I can imagine doing anything else in my life.
I always joke about that 5 minutes to change gears in between your class periods, right? Like, it is just exciting to put quickly one set of things away and bust out the next as the kids are bustling through the door asking, "What are we going to do today?" That is what makes our job one of the best careers ever. I agree with you.
Yes. Matthew, what advice would you have for future ag teachers?
Oh man, that's such a great question. There's so many great things to be thinking about as a young, an up and coming teacher. Don't be afraid. There are going to be a lot of things thrown at you, and you just got to take them one thing at a time. You're not going to do everything perfect the first go around, and that's the reality of it. But fear of failure is going to be something that will hold you back. But don't be afraid to fail. We all make mistakes. We all have to learn and grow. So if you make a mistake, own it and learn from it, because that's what's going to make you a better ag teacher in the end.
Rachel and I talk all the time about the network within ag teachers across the country. And so whether you're traveling and need somebody as a tour guide to give you some hints on what to do, or you just need help with a lesson, and like, I know that, someone specializes in beef production, like, hey, email them, call them up and ask for help. And I've never known an ag teacher to turn me down for help when I needed it.
In Wisconsin, David, we even make an expert list. So at our summer professional development conference, we sort out who's who and what they can help with. And the big thing is, when you are first starting out, or when you're a 23-year veteran like me, make sure you're asking for help. There are plenty of people out there who will help so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Yes, great points. All right, Chloe, Matthew, Mason, it looks like our time is up. I think we'll be hearing more of your stories later today in our National Teach Ag broadcast. So thank you so much for sharing of yourselves with us. It is always a pleasure to meet new people, make new friends. And Chloe, I promise when I'm in New York City, you and I are going to connect.
Look me up.
All right. Have a great day. Well, guess what? It's time for a conversation with our CEO, Elisa Smith.
Absolutely.
So Elisa's going to join us on camera now, and we're going to ask you some very deep questions. Come in the middle.
Come on,
Yeah, be a
yes.
David, Rachel.
Good morning or good
Sandwich.
afternoon. Well, before we start, I want to say congratulations to the two of you for being recognized as Teach Ag champions, and to our friend Krista Pontius, who's back home in Pennsylvania. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to the elite group of Teach Ag champions, and we're excited that you're here this week with us and to be back in person a little bit to where we can engage and network with our professions. So, and I think Sharice's going to join us as well. Is that correct? Is she coming on? We're
Okay.
gonna roll.
We're all
Okay.
Perfect. We're live. We got to roll.
Yes.
All right. So Elisa, can you start us off with a brief description of what NAAE is and does for our people watching who don't know much about our organization?
Sure. Awesome. Well, NAAE is the National Association of Agriculture Educators, and we are the teachers. Just like FFA is for the students, NAAE is for the teachers, and our three-pronged mission revolves around teacher recruitment and retention, advocacy, and agriculture education, and professional development, which I know many things that you two have been a part of the professional development cohorts and institutes. So we're really dedicated to supporting agriculture teachers in any way we can all across the nation. That's our goal. And I know it's been a really tough 18 months. So we've tried really hard to connect and create that network still virtually so that our members can feel like they're still a part of the Ag Ed family.
Excellent.
And when someone joins NAAE, obviously there's some benefits to that.
Yes.
So what are some of those benefits?
Sure. Well, number one, as an NAA member, you receive professional liability insurance, and that's very important for teachers in the classroom, outside of the classroom. We do a lot of things that aren't just sitting at a desk. We're going to the greenhouse. We're going to the ag shop. We're going on trips with our students. So it's very important to have some type of professional liability that's available to you as a member. One of the great things about our programs and our organization is we offer a lot of programs that are just for ag educators. For instance, our awards program, you have to be an NAA member to apply for an award, obviously. We're the only organization that provides awards strictly for ag educators. We do have multitudes of professional development, from pre-service professional development programs all the way up to, as we sometimes call them, seasoned owl programs, to where we offer professional development cohorts, which is really where we see our engagement with our members. Something that I'm very passionate about because I'm a former agriculture teacher as well, way back in the day. And so I want to give a shout out to Jessamine County. And I know that we got to tour them 2 days ago. So we have some awesome teachers there in Jessamine County. I can't wait for my daughters to go through that program. But as a former agriculture teacher, getting back on, it's really important to have that professional growth. And that is where I actually met both of you over our time. So I think that is truly something that we can offer agriculture teachers that no other organization can, obviously. But I think one thing to know is that, and I talked about this to the pre-service teachers, is that the power of our network is very strong. It's just, we talked about, Verizon talks about the power of their network. Yeah. The power of the ag teaching network, the ag educators, is very strong and very important to what we do and how we succeed. And there's no better one to talk about that than I see that Teresa Naylor she is on the bus on her way here. We're very flexible people, that's for sure. And so we're glad to have her. Teresa is our president of the National Association of Agriculture Educators, and there's no better one to lead us over these last year with all of the different turns and twists that we continue to take. So Teresa, why don't you share some of the things you think are great NAA membership benefits as well?
Well, I would definitely start out by saying that one of the best benefits that we have is just the network that we build across the country. And so I get the pleasure of being on the bus with the future of ag teachers. So we're making our way to the celebration, and sorry for running late, but I think one of the best benefits, obviously, of being part of NAE is the amazing professional development that we offer to our teachers. We want them to be the strongest in the classroom that they can be. We want them to be confident so they can engage the next generation of agricultural leaders and the next generation of educated consumers. And that's not a task that we take lightly at NAE. And we're so proud of all of our initiatives. And of course, Teach Ag is right up there with that as we celebrate the next group of professionals to enter the classroom and join our family. So we're real excited for today's celebration.
Well, we can't wait for you to get here. It's a little lonely here on the patio without our party guests. So thank you. And we just want to give a quick shout out to the Kentucky School for the Deaf. Absolutely. They are on their way here en route from that location. And David and I got to stop and meet their students and their teacher, and what an incredible program. So I can't wait. If you're my Facebook friend, you will know that when I share my photos and my story, that will be a highlight from this day. So incredible. So
absolutely. So amazing things going on all across the country, and that was definitely a highlight of my career. I can't wait to get home and tell everybody about the Kentucky School of the Deaf and just how animated and excited the students were to share with us about their projects and their classroom and their plans and their goals. And I think we all learned a little bit today, but definitely a highlight of the week, and no better way to kick off Teach Ag Day.
Thank you, Teresa. All right, so
are you done with me?
I think we better ask you one more question. What in your life, Elisa, has been the one key thing that will be your takeaway from forever for the days when you were a student in agricultural education?
Student.
When you were a student, way back when you were deciding that this is the career you wanted to pursue.
So I can remember the time that my agriculture teacher said to me while I was standing in our ag office at Scott Kenny High School, way back when, Elisa, you should be an ag teacher. And that was a really quick thing that she probably just shot off, but it stuck with me. And I entered into the University of Kentucky. I was going to be an ag teacher. And so if I was to take and think about anything that really changed my trajectory, that would have been it. So, I mean, I think that's the power that agriculture teachers have on our students. And that's an important lesson for us as we think about making sure we recruit enough teachers to take our place and fill our shoes. So just a quick, be an ag teacher. That's a great thing for you to do. And that stuck with me my whole career. And I can still remember that day standing in the office. So it's very cool,
awesome.
Cool experience.
Thank you for sharing that memory with us.
Yes, awesome. Thank you for joining us.
All right, thank you guys, and congratulations. And we'll party here a little later.
All right. Thanks for the work you do every day to support us. Okay, do we have our next Zoom? Are we ready? All right. Next, we have Carrie Gray joining us from BASF. Welcome, Carrie. Thank you.
She got balloons, yes.
Yes, she's got the official.
Hi,
balloon.
everybody. I know I made my own background. I was going to use one of the Zoom backgrounds, but I put the flag banner up. I am ready.
It looks
Yay,
great.
Teach Ag Day.
Yay. Well, Carrie, David and I were both a part of the National Teach Ag Day that you hosted at BASF. And again, it is one that we will always remember. That fireworks show in the stadium just for us, Thank you for your
Yes, thank you.
support of
That
ag
was
teachers from
probably
across the
one of my
country.
most favorite nights. That was amazing. And that was
It
2 years
is.
ago. It's hard to believe that was the last time we were all together in
Yeah.
person for National
And
Teach Ag Day
Rachel and I
2
share
years
that-
ago.
Rachel and I share that story with people all the time about being in Raleigh and being at BASF and how wonderful and how big the celebration was, how we felt so special. We appreciate that.
We also found BASF so interesting. So can you share with the rest of the world what BASF is and does and how they support us in agricultural education?
Absolutely. So BASF, we are a really large chemical company based in Germany. And we have here in North America, our North American Agricultural Solutions Division is based in the Research Triangle Park of North Carolina, which is in the Raleigh-Durham area of North Carolina. We are a crop protection company as well as having a seed portfolio. So we make crop protection products for all kinds of different crops. So herbicides, insecticides, fungicides, to name a few. And then our seed portfolio has seeds like soybean, cotton, canola, vegetable seeds, and a few more. We also have a really interesting part of agriculture that we don't think about a lot, and we call it our professional and specialty solutions. That's going to be all the turf management, your ornamentals, so anything grown in a greenhouse. And I know you ag teachers, you are very familiar with growing beautiful plants in greenhouses, and then a pest control division. So those are all other pieces of agriculture that sometimes don't get to the top of the list when we're talking about it. So that's what we do. We have about 14 or so facilities across the North America where we manufacture our products as well as breed our seeds.
We know that BASF also supports ag education programs. What exactly programs do you guys support us with?
So we are obviously a huge fan of Teach Ag, NAAE. Very active with FFA at the national level, but then I'm going to call out a couple of states that we go a little bit deeper in. North Carolina and Texas, we are very involved with the FFA programs at both of those state levels, having some of our leadership on those foundation boards. I was actually the professional mentor last year for the North Carolina FFA state president. So we really try to dig deep and get in front of students as much as we can, because they're the future of this industry, and we could not do it without ag teachers. You are creating my colleagues that are going to be sitting next to me in a few short years. I mean, you think about it, you know, if a student is a freshman, sophomore in high school right now, they're going to be sitting in my office in 8 to 10 years.
Yeah, it's so incredible how time goes by so quickly, really, and we need all the people we can get to accept those agricultural careers and be part of our partners' programs. For sure. Is there anything else, Carrie, you would like to share with the National Teach Ag Network from across the country?
Well, thank you. What you do, you have no idea. Obviously, BASF loves you, but I'm going to put on like a personal hat for a second and say, as a parent of 2 children that are currently in ag classes in high school, thank you. You are changing their lives. And I actually have one of my kids' jackets. His FFA jacket. I wanted to give a shout out to the Eastwake High School in North Carolina, Wendell, North Carolina. This is my older son. He's currently one of the officers at that chapter. But what you are doing are literally changing their lives. You know, because of an ag teacher, my son has kind of found a career path he wants to do that's going to keep him connected in the ag world. It's amazing. You just have no idea what you do for these students. And when we hire students that come out of ag programs, they are always heads above the other people because they get it. There's just something about students from ag. So thank you. We are just so appreciative of all that you do. And I'm just excited to be here today.
Thank you for being one of our incredible sponsors and partners, Carrie. We really appreciate BASF. We hope you have a wonderful day and tell your own kids, great job, great work, keep going.
Absolutely. And shout out to Janet Harris. She's their ag teacher. So at
All right.
Eastwake High School.
Perfect.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thanks for having me today.
All right, next up, it looks like Scott
Scott.
Stone is zooming in. Is Scott there? Okay, Ellen tells us he's coming. So, you know, one of the things, David, as we're waiting for Scott to join us, I just loved Carrie's enthusiasm. It is clear that she truly loves egg teachers.
You can tell it. It's all from the heart. There's Scott.
That's right. Hi, Scott. Happy
Hello,
National.
how are you?
Day. Oh, we are so good. How are things in Missouri? I just love
Things in Missouri are fantastic right now. It is
Good.
sunny and cooling down a little, but it's a great day in Missouri.
All right.
Well, Rachel and I know everything about you, Scott, but probably the rest of the country doesn't, or part of the country doesn't. Tell us a little bit about yourself and some of the leadership roles you've been involved with.
Well, as David and Rachel said, my name is Scott Stone. I have taught high school agriculture for the past 23 years in Centralia, Missouri. We're right in the smack dab middle of the state. And during that time, I've had an opportunity to have a lot of fantastic students, but I've also had the chance to fill some leadership roles. I served as president of the National Association of Agriculture Educators. I've also served as the Ag Ed Division Vice President for ACTE, which is the Association of Career and Technical Education. And I'm currently president-elect of that. But one of my current roles is I serve as president or chairman of the National Council for Agricultural Education.
Scott, thank you for your leadership. The rest of us need you in those roles to help make some important decisions that lead and guide agricultural education as a field. How about things that those groups are presently working on? Are there initiatives or things that you can share?
There sure are. We are working on a lot of things. In fact, we've got a meeting next week coming up in Indianapolis, Indiana, where we're going to work on several things. Our big focus is connecting leaders within agriculture education. So we work with the minorities in agriculture. We work with the NEE, the ag teachers. We work with FFA. We also work with the National Farm Business Ranch Management. And we're trying to create programs and activities that will further agriculture education well into the future. Our goal right now, we're looking at things, how do we prepare? You know, we had students last year who had to go virtual. How do we make virtual agriculture education a thing of the future so that our students can participate and ag teachers can successfully do it? So that's some of the big things we're working on right now.
Wonderful. Are there any shout outs you want to give today, Scott, to people who have been important in your education journey?
Yes, I would love to send a shout out to my two teaching partners, Lori Lewis and Kelsey Bruns. There are 3 ag teachers here at our program. My high school ag teacher, Mr. Johnston, that was a long time ago. He's no longer teaching ag, but he is a high school superintendent back in Pennsylvania. And then as Dr. Garten, who was one of my professors, and Dr. Birkenholtz was my advisor at the University of Missouri.
Excellent.
We're glad you're still staying busy, Scott. I know that you wouldn't know what to do with your time if you weren't involved in as many things as possible. And we appreciate your leadership and support. And you've always been a great example for all of us. We appreciate that.
Thank you very much. And thank you for everything you guys are doing. I hope that all our listeners out there consider a career in agriculture education because we need teachers. I had this discussion with my students this morning. If we don't have teachers to fill these positions, then there are going to be students all across our country. We're not going to have someone to teach them about agriculture and to lead their agriculture programs.
You're so right, Scott. Thanks again for joining us. Happy National Teach Egg Day. Hopefully we'll get to see you in person soon.
Thank you. And you guys have a great day.
Thanks.
Thanks. Yes. So if you are on social media and you are taking pictures of your great events today, don't forget that today's hashtags are hashtag tagged 21 and hashtag teach ag. That way we'll be able to share all and be able to search for all of the great things that are happening.
Yeah, and you look behind us, Rachel, look who's showing up. These awesome
Oh,
service
walking the
teachers.
green carpet, our fast friends. And look, David, we have Dr. Olga Bolden-Tiller on
Awesome.
Zoom. So we've got to visit with her about the fantastic Manners organization. So Dr. Bolden-Tiller, thank you so much for joining us today. Can you tell us a little bit about what Manners is, about yourself? Like, paint the picture for us, please.
All right, happy to do so. Good afternoon, everyone. Glad to be with you today. So my name is Dr. Olga Bolden-Tiller, as indicated, and I am happy to be here. I currently have the pleasure of serving as the president for the National Society of Manners, which is Minorities in Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Related Sciences. I'm very excited about Teach Ag. My mom was an agriculture educator for 38 years, so teaching home economics. So all of this good stuff is in my blood. But it certainly set the foundation and led me into my career in agriculture, where I serve as a professor of animal sciences at Tuskegee University, as well as the chair for our Department of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences, and one of the assistant deans for our College of Agriculture, Environment, and Nutrition Sciences. So Manners was an obvious next step after my time in 4-H and FFA and FHA, which is now FCCLA. And as a collegiate, I joined Manners and never looked back. I've been a member of the organization for over 25 years and am very excited to serve not only as a student for my time during that period, but also now serving as a professional officer as the president. This organization is outstanding. Our purpose is all about promoting academic and professional advancement by empowering minorities in agriculture, natural resources, and related sciences.
We have a few Manners students here as part of FAST, and it's been really great to get to know them and the experiences that they have had. Before the pandemic, I was scheduled to do a workshop at a Manners conference. So I'm really hoping that I get that opportunity somewhere down the road, because I am just loving learning more about the mission and the purpose of your organization.
Yeah, and I was wondering, how does someone join Manners?
So we have a few different avenues, actually. For collegiate students, many of our college campuses have Manners chapters. If individuals don't have a Manners chapter on their college campus, they are able to go ahead and go to our website, www.manners.org, and click on our membership icon, and they can join Manners as a member at large. They can establish a chapter at their college if it doesn't exist. And for all of our chapters, which are over 70 campuses here in the United States, they can find out if their campus has a chapter, and the contact information for the chapters are there. That's for our collegiates. For professionals, they can go to that same website, join the organization as independent members. We also have a junior Manners organization as well. This is for our middle and high school students, and so we're very excited about that. In the past couple of years, those programs have really boomed across the United States. And so on our website, individuals can also go and learn how to join as, again, a member at large for junior Manners, which is supported by some virtual activities that we have, and also opportunities for in-person activities working in agriculture. And so they can also contact Ian Smith, who is our brand new junior Manners coordinator. So we're excited about that. That position was supported by funds from a lot of different companies that want to support the young people in agriculture. So we're working very closely with them to get young folks the opportunity to be exposed to ag.
Do you have any ag teacher shout outs, Dr. Bolden-Tiller?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So I wanted to shout out to Mr. Anwar Walker. He is a relatively new ag educator down in Bullock County, Alabama. Also Derek Rose over in Chicago, Illinois, an outstanding ag educator who has helped facilitate the establishment of over 10 new chapters of junior Manners in the state of Illinois. And I also want to shout out to Mr. Maharaj in Houston, Texas, who is just starting a new junior manners chapter as well. So the time is definitely here to kind of get on board with junior manners so that we can support young people in their aspirations in Ag STEM.
I just think about all the doors it opens, and the younger we can start opening those networking doors, the more powerful impact we can have on students across the country. So thank you. Thank you for joining us today and taking time out of your busy schedule to be a part of our National Teach Ag Day Live.
Yeah, no, this is outstanding and definitely my pleasure. Definitely bring greetings not only from myself, but the entire team of Manners.
Thank you
so much.
Enjoy the day.
Thank you.
So inspirational, David.
Oh my
I
gosh,
just
yes.
love meeting these people and learning more about how they're directly impacting students. I love it.
And there's so many different programs out there that address the needs that are coming up. And many times we don't know what they are, but they're available to us and to our students.
Right, right.
So
Okay.
now we have Rhonda Ham with Cortava.
Hi
Thank you
there.
for being here.
Thank you for having me. I hope the day is going fantastic for you.
We have beautiful weather here in Kentucky. It's not raining, the sun's shining, there's a breeze blowing, so we're really enjoying this weather today at least. Yesterday was very stormy, so we were worried. But some people may not know much about Cortava, and we'd like for you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your company.
Sure. So hi, everyone. I am Dr. Rhonda Ham. I am our Global Academic Relations Leader at Cortava Agriscience. I tease that I do K through Gray education and outreach. So I do outreach for all ages. So it's a fun way to describe my role. Usually gets a laugh. So
It does. I like that.
I might even
Yeah.
see that, Rhonda,
Yeah.
if I'm honest with you. That's
fair enough. I think, to be honest, I stole it from someone else too. I heard it
That is
perfectly describes me. So yeah, so for those of you that maybe don't know who Cortava Agriscience is, we are a 100% fully dedicated to agriculture company. We focus on 3 primary areas, including crop protection, so insecticides, fungicides, herbicides, nematicides, seeds, so any of the seeds, corn, soybean, cotton, canola, as well as digital. And so digital are all of the data that we have on the farm and the technologies we use with that. So that could be drones, that could be satellite imagery, that could be the software that's keeping track of all the data that the farm produces, could be sensors that are actually put into the field. So all of those are what Cortava Agriscience is really focused on these days.
awesome. How do you help Agriscience students and teachers, Dr. Ham?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different programs that we are engaged with. So obviously Teach Ag Day is just one of those. We also offer sponsorships for CASE programs. So if you are interested in CASE curriculum, we have a grant program that's dedicated for either the actual courses or materials for putting those into practice in your classrooms. So that's another one. Obviously, we're highly engaged with FFA, so National FFA. If you're going to be at the convention in Indianapolis, which is where I am located, please stop by and see us in the expo. We will be there. Looking forward to seeing everybody after a year away, so or a year virtual, really. There's a lot of different ways. We also interact with the American Farm Bureau Foundation for Agriculture. We have a Purple Plow Challenge. So if you're interested in looking for a project-based learning activities that is based around real world global problems, check that out on their website. It's purpleplow.org.
And obviously, we're interested about careers for our students. And so what type of future careers are there available through your company?
Yeah, so that question, it seems like an easy question. It's a really hard question because it's almost easier to say what careers don't we have? So I challenge teachers a lot of time to think of the careers that they think maybe their students are interested in, but have a hard time placing. So I'm thinking things like legal, right? And finance. And, you know, those are not the typical things that we teach. Every ag teacher really knows about our agronomy, right? Or an entomologist or a plant pathologist or a soil scientist. But we also need those people that are interested in computer software and design and development. We need people that are working in manufacturing and are engineers. And so it's almost easier to say, how can I not put you into a career in agriculture? Because really any interest that your students have, we probably have a place for them. It might take a little creativity to figure out where that is, but I'm happy to help. So if you're ever in a spot where you're like, I have a student that's really interested in X, how can I convince them that agriculture is a place for them? I'd be happy to have that conversation. And I know this whole group of educators is fantastic, innovative, and you all probably already know how to come up with those, but if you need a little assistance, I'm happy to help.
Thank you. One final question, Rhonda. Who do you want to give egg teacher shout outs to? Do you have anybody on your list?
I do. I'm going to give a shout out this year to Mr. Becker out in Minnesota. So he's been a great partner for me. I've called him more than once and said, hey, I need to pick your brain about some things. What do you think about this? And he's always there for me, willing to give me some feedback on our programs and what we can do better. So, and then I'll also just shout out to all the teachers that write thank you notes to me throughout the year. Oftentimes I can't say thank you back. Those mean a lot to me. We're super proud to support ag teachers. So thank you for that, and enjoy Teach Ag Day and keep doing what you're doing. You're making an impact, you're making a difference. So thank you for that.
We thank you for taking the time to meet with us today.
And for your sponsorship of so
Absolutely,
many things.
yes.
You further hit home the power of networking. It goes from teacher to teacher, business to teacher, teacher to business. That's what we're all about, and that's how we create those opportunities for students. So thank you so much, Rhonda. Have a wonderful day. All right. I think it might be time for another Zoom with Jessie Lumpkins of the CASE program.
Somebody else that we know. Yeah.
Hi, friends.
Hi. Happy National Teach Ag Day.
Happy National Teach Ag Day from CASE and everybody at the CASE team. We're really happy to be here. Y'all are doing a wonderful job. I've really enjoyed the show so far. Lots of superstars. So feel very lucky to be among this group. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for taking the time today. Can you talk a little bit, Jessie, about what CASE is for students, teachers, sponsors, people watching that might not know?
Yeah. So CASE stands for Curriculum for Agricultural Science Education. Oftentimes, if we have our logo somewhere, people think that we might be the tractor brand. And although that's great, we aren't that group. We provide professional development and curriculum for ag teachers. We're an initiative of the National Council of Agriculture Education. And of course, we're managed by NAAE. So we're all one big happy family here. But if you're a prospective ag teacher and you're thinking, well, how do I go to school and how do I prepare to teach in a classroom and have everything I need? Your college education is the beginning, but again, it's only the beginning. So one of the things that you do as an ag teacher throughout your career is called professional development. And that might be a one-day event at the school that you teach at, or it could be something like what CASE does, where you'll travel for about 2 weeks to a location, a host location. You'll meet some lead teachers that already know that curriculum, and you'll be trained in curriculum that would last your entire school year. It will have you everything that you need. It's lab and science based. So we often say that our science teachers in the building that have a CASE course get a little jealous because they have to teach theory, but ag teachers get to teach the practice of it. So if you're a CASE trained teacher, your students are going to be using those microscopes and all of that glassware and lab equipment every day, because you'll have gone to professional development to learn how to use that. And then you'll be certified in that CASE course. We currently have 10 different courses that somebody could be certified in, and we've got even more on the horizon. But regardless of the area in ag that you teach, there probably is a CASE course that relates to that. And that's the benefit in the classroom. You know, I hope that our prospective ag teachers especially are thinking about work-life balance and trying to understand how they want to run their own classroom. And CASE is just one of those ways. But whatever that way is, we hope that you consider that work-life balance and just know that CASE is one of those options, because once you go to that training, you have it for the rest of your teaching career, and you can, personalize that to the area that you're in and make it your own.
Awesome. Jessie, do you have any ag teacher shout outs? You did a great job of explaining it, and you answered all of our questions on these cue cards. So give us your shout outs, Jessie.
Oh gosh. So the thing about CASE is we have probably at this point 3,000 plus ag teachers certified in CASE. So that's my biggest shout out. If you're CASE certified already, big shout out to you. Tell your students right now, that's me, so they give you a round of applause, because we know that that means that you spent some intense days, probably about 9, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. learning that curriculum so that you could teach it to your students. And we really appreciate the time that our teachers take to invest in that, because we can't turn around and have another season of professional development without teachers telling us that it is worth the time and the investment. In order to make CASE happen and provide that to our teachers every summer, there's a bunch of people behind the scenes. We have any host. Normally, when you think about traveling for CASE, you might go to a university or some type of maybe even industry connected thing related to agriculture. We've got some mechanics courses that are related to some mechanics industry folks. I saw Cortava was just on before me. They provide grants to allow our teachers to implement that. So there's all kinds of industry connections. So anybody that does that for us, our hosts, our stakeholders, we're so grateful. But I probably have to give a special shout out to any of our lead teachers or master teachers, because that's how I got involved in CASE. I've been hearing all the conversations, and David, I know that you and I have some funny stories in airports. Well, I had a mentor tell me when I was considering teaching ag, somehow airports came up and I said, I'm afraid to fly, but that won't matter. I'm going to teach ag. I know I can drive the national convention every year, so I won't need to learn how to fly or be a good flyer. And he said, that's not true at all. If you're teaching ag, there are opportunities, and you will get on an airplane to go wherever you want to go, because that's what that ag ed industry does in the community. When I was in the classroom, I traveled and lived in a dairy barn in Minnesota. I got to go all the way to the West Coast and teach CASE to folks in California, traveled to Louisiana, became one of my favorite states because I was able to teach that CASE curriculum to new teachers. And so I just have a special place in my heart for all of the teachers that spend their summers doing that. I know, Rachel, just how, impactful that group can be as well. And so I'm grateful that those folks travel every summer to deliver that curriculum. And if you haven't been able to meet one of those folks, then we encourage you to register this December for one of our institutes. It's going to be next summer.
Thank you so much
Thanks,
for joining
Jessie.
us. Great seeing you again.
Good to see y'all.
Day.
You too.
All right, now it's time to zoom in from National FFA.
Yes, Scott Stone.
Okay, so little technical delay here, so we'll just
How about I apologize for that. Too many things to click on the screen. Rachel, David, so good to see both of you again.
We're just glad that somebody else is doing that for us, so we don't have to mess with those buttons.
Yeah.
As Scott, we're sitting here talking. Of course, I've known you for a long time.
Yes, sir.
Way back. But if you would, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing these days.
Well, I bring you greetings from National FFA, but I didn't start my career here. I started out as an ag teacher, one that is by choice and not by chance, as we often say. And was blessed to be able to teach in North Manchester, Indiana. I was also the son of an agriculture educator who spent 37 years in the classroom, and then I've spent kind of the rest of my path really building students or building systems that build students. And while that journey took me out of the classroom, I am convinced that the only way that we can reach more students across this country is if we have more teachers, more young people that are willing to say yes to this profession.
So how has the National FFA organization and National FFA Foundation supported the National Ag Teach campaign?
Well, we've been blessed to have some great partners that have come alongside both National FFA and NAAE to support. And you see them on the screen, but from CHS, Cortava, BASF, Growth Energy, over the lifespan, 2013, I believe, was the first year. Over that lifespan, about $4.8 million has been invested in the resources that states can use that creates a national presence and a footprint to say, hey, young people, this is a great career opportunity. Please consider it. Along with that, over those years, that same amount of time, we also added the Ag Education Proficiency program. So students could start early in documenting skills and competencies they were gaining in classrooms across this country. And it gave them a place to be recognized, which I think also encourages them to stay on that path.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, we know ag teachers are always looking for resources.
Yep, yeah.
So what resources does the National FFA have for ag teachers?
Oh, FFA.org has a plethora of great resources to sift through that, under the leadership of Christine White, kind of our programs officer, but then also Amber Chenery, who does such a phenomenal job with her team of really thinking through. And we actually did a teacher needs assessment last spring, and we use that to help guide the new resources that are coming online. There's a variety of lesson plans, and no, FFA is not in the curriculum business. That's for others to work on, but they're meant to be support resources and lesson plans for those odd days when you just have to fit something in or a small unit is needed that are available to support. And they include things like one of the new programs, connection with Microsoft that is called Farm Beats, that has a whole suite of resources around learning about technology and agriculture from the computer application side and looking at sensors and actually programming what's called a Raspberry Pi. No, it's not an edible thing, but it is one of those things that is on every piece of ag equipment that is a smart machine out there. We also have guides. So like the convention that's coming up here, October 27th through the 30th, every one of the national officers retiring addresses, there'll be a companion conversation guide or a quick lesson plan to go along with those. Again, trying to maximize the teacher's ability to make each moment an educational experience. We also have a National Teacher Ambassadors program. I met with them in July, the new batch that are starting up. And so for young teachers, middle experienced teachers, even those that are veterans, it's a chance to dig in deeper to what all's available. So look for that opportunity as we move forward. And then we have a state relations team. So we have 3 individuals that are tasked with really understanding each state specifically. And then within that state, really coming alongside state leaders and local teachers to help navigate and meet their needs. So really a lot of resources available. If you're looking for something and can't find it, please dig in to FFA.org under that teacher section.
Scott, we really appreciate those resources that are there and ready. Certainly I do some mentoring of new teachers. I have pre-service teachers from UW River Falls coming into my program and being able to show them that there are some things that have had really a lot of thought put into them, some testing by those ambassadors that are out there. That really means a lot to people who might need quick sub plans or, events and things that are crucial to the making of the total classroom curriculum. So thank you and your team for putting those things together for us.
Oh, it's a lot better than the old John Deere Day videos that I would.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I watched those as a kid. Yeah. Scott, really quick, do you have any ag teacher shout outs that you would like to give?
Oh, I got to go to the hometown crowd. And, the program that I graduated from, Prairie Heights High School, still exists and happens to be my nephew that is one of the 3 teachers there. They got a new one this year who I don't know, but to the 2 that have kept it going all these years, Ben, Lou, and Ron Knoll, big shout out to them for keeping the home fires burning. And then I now live part of the time in Colorado, and the past 20 years that's been home. And so our kids went through the Prairie Junior Senior High School program in Northeastern Colorado. And they've got a new teacher this year who's just starting off on that journey. So to Katie Hatch, I would say, you know what? You said yes. Thank you for doing that. Now let's help grow you into the ag teacher you want to be.
Awesome. Thank you for taking time today, Scott, to join us via Zoom on National Teach Ag Day. We appreciate your efforts and all of the collective efforts. I would just like to give a quick shout out back to Josh Rusk, a Wisconsin ag teacher who National FFA stole from us. So we love him. He's doing great work. So thank you for leading the great teams that you do to help all of us be successful.
We're all in this together. Have a great rest of the day and happy Teach Ag Day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we've got some shout outs here. Tanya Rowe on Twitter says, teaching ag has to be one of the most rewarding careers ever. Thank you, Tanya, for sending that in.
Cardington FFA says, today we celebrate National Teach Ag Day and the best career ever. Their FFA officers surprised their teacher, Miss Wollett, with Duncan and other goodies and played Think Like an Ag Teacher to celebrate the profession.
That is awesome. CHS Incorporated says, Happy National Teach Ag Day. Thank you to ag teachers helping teach the next generation and supporting the future of agriculture. Great sponsor there.
Sammy X Christine says, Happy Teach Ag Day. I'm so happy to be part of a program surrounded by such passionate future educators. And guess what? Sharisa is off the bus. So we better visit with her live and in person. Sharisa Naylor, come join us.
Hey, gang.
Hello, it's good to see you, not jiggly wiggly on the bus.
Yeah, it was, I mean, we tried to get here as quick as we could, but
You did great.
it's a wildcat way. We're good.
Yeah, absolutely. So you serve in the role of National NAAE President. So tell us a little bit about how your journey brought you there and what NAAE is working on for students and teachers.
Sure. Yeah, so my journey started 16 years ago in the classroom. I took a job offer at Big Spring High School in Newville. And immediately I got to work with some of the best mentor teachers around. Krista Pontius was my cooperating teacher and then served as my mentor as I got started in the profession. And now we get to be like, you know, lifelong friends and sisters. So she is really the one I would have to credit for getting me started in NAAE and our state association and the leadership roles. To be honest, I just followed her and followed her lead and then really took, you know, advantage of some opportunities to get involved and to work on the profession and to make a bigger impact. And that's what got me to where I am today.
So then you plan to meet Kelly and Ryan on the big show?
Yeah, someday, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna
why
come
not,
back.
right?
That sounds like a field
I
trip.
did tell her I would drive her if she needed to go. But
See,
that's-
in that van she has. Yeah.
Yes, the Greenwood van.
Yeah, the Greenwood van. You know,
Yeah.
that's part of the fun, ladies and gents, is we get to know ag teachers from across the country. That's the fun that we have. We work hard and we play hard in
absolutely.
ag education. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks a lot for all you guys do and for all of our sponsors and happy Teach Ag Day.
And you're ready for New Orleans,
We
right?
are ready for New Orleans. We'll be there beginning of December and in person and so excited to see all our ag teachers come back together. So
Absolutely.
stay safe.
Me
All right, thank
too.
you.
All right, it's time for another Zoom. We are Zooming with Nancy Lilja from the CHS Foundation. Nancy, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to join us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. What a great day.
Nancy, you have a fan club here on the green carpet. It must have been those motivational nuggets you left them with yesterday. When you
Absolutely.
got to spend time with our family
Absolutely.
participants. Thank you so much for being a monumental sponsor of National Teach Ag Day. You know, I'm just across the river in Wisconsin, in New
Oh,
Richmond.
you are.
And so I appreciate the things that you do regionally, but also nationally. So thank you so much. Can you tell us a little bit about CHS Foundation, and how you support agricultural educators?
Yeah, absolutely. So CHS, we are the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the United States, and CHS Foundation is, of course, supportive of the mission and values and strategy of CHS Inc. And of course, part of that is driving talent into the ag industry. And so the CHS Foundation has a singular mission of developing future ag leaders for this industry. And we do that in a variety of ways, of course, one of which is supporting ag educators. And we truly value them. We know they are a key partner in developing those future leaders. And it's certainly not lost on us that they are very often that very inspires a student to pursue a career.
Wonderful. What are some of those opportunities or careers that CHS embodies?
Oh my gosh, I think every career that you can think of, there's an opportunity for it within CHS. We've got 12,000 employees around the world. So everything from attorneys and paralegals and HR specialists and data analysts and grain traders and agronomists. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, just an array of careers.
How do you think, Nancy, local co-ops are contributing to agricultural education in the CHS group?
Well, you know, concern for communities, that's one of the founding principles of a cooperative, and it certainly still rings true today. I think local cooperatives are contributing to their local community in a lot of different ways. They provide jobs, they provide a place for farmers to purchase their supplies, they invest in their own community's infrastructure, but they also give back through community projects like local FFA chapters and 4-H and rural safety projects. And they volunteer. You'll often see them serving on school boards, church councils, community councils. So I think that we are very proud every day to see that cooperative spirit just running strong through rural America.
So Nancy, why do you choose to continue this special partnership that CHS has with National Teach Ag Day? Is there one thing that just really makes you keep coming back to help us year after year in such monumental ways?
Well, they're just doing such great work and they can back that up. They've got the statistics to show that they are doing a fabulous job at both recruiting and retaining ag teachers. And that is, you know, exactly aligned with what we know we need to get more talent into the ag industry. So it's a very special partnership. And it's one that we are just so proud to have and to continue growing.
Thank you, Nancy, for joining us today, for the work that you do to support us as teachers and students and communities. We can't do it without folks like you and the CHS Foundation. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Well, thank you. We can't do it without you either. So happy to be a part of it. A great rest of the day. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
All right, David, you get to introduce these next people.
I know it. We've met some awesome sponsors, some awesome supporters from all over the country.
Yeah.
And so AFA is our next one. That's the Agriculture Future of America.
Yes. Now, David, just a quick thing while our group joins us here, but I know that my friends back home in Wisconsin are wondering if I have my tissues packed. You know, this is a day full of passionate things, and I want you to look at the clock. I've made it an hour and 15 minutes, and I haven't cried. So I've got it here, but it is not necessary. And I'm hopeful that Emily won't make me cry either as we meet Emily here. So David.
Emily Schuckenbrock, is that correct?
Yes.
Is that close?
It is, you nailed it.
Yes, thank you so much. Well, give us a little brief introduction about AFA, about yourself as well.
Sure, absolutely. So my name is Emily Schuckenbrock, and I'm a program manager here at Agriculture Future of America, or AFA. My role is to provide different experiences for our collegiate and young professional delegates and individuals. I have a background in ag education. I received my bachelor's and master's in ag education and leadership through the University of Missouri. So I'm so thrilled to be celebrating with you all today. This is a passion of mine, and excited to share the news about and the word of AFA in the way that I get to bring it to life. So AFA is an organization that provides different scholarships, personal and professional development to students and young professionals who are passionate and pursuing a career in the agriculture industry. Our mission is to build bridges for young leaders to foster engagement and innovation in agriculture. And we bring that to life in a number of different experiences, from our institutes that are deep dives into different sectors of the industry, to our scholarships and providing financial support to students who are pursuing degrees in agriculture and related fields, to providing networking opportunities for young professionals who are already in the industry. So really we sit in the in-between when it comes to academia and the training that folks are getting through their organizations and their place of work, and the industry and the needs that they have for the leaders coming into the industry. So we try to bridge that gap and build connections between those audiences.
So I'm sure some people are not aware of AFA. So if they wanted to get involved, how could they do that?
Absolutely. So we are an organization that serve a nationwide audience. So if you are a college student who is studying studying agriculture at a university and pursuing a four-year degree and a related degree to agriculture, we have opportunities for you. Now, we are not membership based, which is something that's unique about us. We are competitive in nature and we select for each individual experience. So if you are an ag education major and you want to learn more about the animal industry, you can specifically apply to our Animal Institute, and that would give you exposure to the careers and the goings on of the animal industry. We also have opportunities for young professionals. So we have our Alliance, which is an opportunity for folks who are already in the industry to connect with each other and grow as young professionals and learn alongside folks who share their commitment to the ag, food, and natural resources industry. So look at our website, agfuture.org, and we have a number of applications that are open to serve your needs and be able to help you develop as a young person and become a successful leader in the ag industry.
I know I work at Murray State University, and Murray State has been very active in AFA, and I see the emails come across all the time. If you're interested, sign up or go into some event that you guys are sponsoring. So you're doing great stuff there. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Emily, I would like to personally thank you too, because I know that I have at least 2 former students who have taken advantage of the fantastic opportunities and have appreciated the networking and the doors that have opened for them in their career paths as a result of your organization. So thank you for supporting them and for, again, offering opportunities that allow them to grow and continue their life in agricultural education.
Absolutely. Thank you. We are so proud to have them, and that's our mission come to life. So we're so excited to support young folks who are looking to bring their passion and commitment to agriculture to life.
Real quick, do you have any egg teacher shout outs that you would like to give, Emily?
Absolutely. So my ag advisor, Brock Bailey, he was incredibly influential in helping me, one, find AFA, but also find my passion in ag education. So big shout out to him, super influential in my life and helped me find my path and unique journey in agriculture.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Happy Teach Ag Day.
Thank you. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
David, we have a live one on the green carpet. Oh, Alan Green, come to the center.
No pressure there.
See, you brought your fan club, and that's what we're talking about. Alan, what is your role with NAAE, and what programs do you help with?
Yeah, so I'm Alan Green. I'm a program manager for marketing and communications here at NAAE. I work a lot on the back end side of things, so creating like HTML emails, running our social media, creating some of the assets that you might see here at National Teach Ag Day, FFA Convention, and NAAE Convention.
Thank you for your professionalism and making us all look forward to
you
that.
are welcome. It's easy. It's very easy with
Yes.
you two.
It's beautiful. So you are involved with My Local Cooperatives.
Correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about that program and what it all entails?
Absolutely. So My Local Cooperative is a project of NAAE. It started in 2018 with the CHS Foundation. CHS Foundation and NAAE have worked together to create My Local Cooperative. And it's really an opportunity to connect agriculture teachers with resources that they can use to teach about the cooperative business model in their classroom. Cooperatives follow a much different business structure than a corporation or another type of business. And so the My Local Cooperative is a resource for teachers to use in their classroom and educate students about cooperatives in their community.
And where will teachers access this curriculum?
So you can visit the NAAE website, www.naae.org. And right on that top bar, you'll see My Local Cooperative. Click on that button. It'll bring you to the My Local Cooperative homepage. Scroll down just a little bit. You'll find resources for educators. That's really the ticket place where you'll find the 3 modules, which are available for you as educators to use free of charge. Lots of great information. Really a great resource for you in your classroom.
Well, I think as ag teachers, many times we're on the border, like, do I really need to teach about cooperatives? So what would you tell those ag teachers? why do students need to know about cooperatives?
Yeah, so just like Nancy mentioned earlier, cooperatives are really the backbone of American agriculture, and for a lot of communities, the backbone as well. A lot of people have ag cooperatives, different types of cooperatives right in their community, and we want to make sure that they understand how those cooperatives work, how they're different, the benefits that they provide, and also how they can find careers related to those cooperatives as well.
Sounds good. I was thinking about the resources. So we're talking about curriculum that they can actually come in and use.
Yes, absolutely. So those 3 modules that I talked about on our website, the first one is focusing on what a cooperative is, understanding the cooperative business model. The second one is focusing on careers in a cooperative. And then the third one, which is probably my favorite, is students are actually simulating a cooperative business model in their classroom. So going through financial planning, going through brainstorming, thinking about what a cooperative could look like in a classroom setting. One thing that's great about the modules is that it's not a one size fits all. It's you can use them in an animal science class. You can use them in plant science and ag business. You can use all of them. You can use a part of them. They're really for agriculture teachers to use, modify, and make their own.
That sounds good. I know if I was still in the classroom, be like, I'm going there right now, downloading that information so I can work in my curriculum. It'd be excellent information.
Being with Alan this week and hearing more about this curriculum, I'm definitely going to download it. And I think it will fit best in my greenhouse management class as we grow lettuce for school lunch and our local hospitals. And so as we consider how to stage that and create that, I know that those modules are going to be super helpful in dividing the class into teams. We've got science components we're already putting into there, but let's take it to the next level and make that a cooperative. So I've got some work to do on the plane and this weekend to get ready for next week.
No rest for Rachel.
No, my ideas
you're
are
giving
always.
suggestions to other ag teachers, like this is how you can use this information, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Alan, do you have shout outs?
Yes, absolutely. I want to give a shout out to my high school agriculture teacher, Miss Jessica Couch. She is either at our county fair this week or she is in her classroom teaching. We have a pretty late fair. She's the one who inspired me to go into agricultural education, saw potential in me. Can't thank her enough for the difference that she's made in my life.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alan, for joining us on the green
you.
carpet. So we are going to now take a little look at these fine folks. We're eating at Bradford Barbecue, and from the smiles on their faces, I can tell it's delicious. So we are going to have them come forth and be part of our screenshot here. So we're going to have them just quickly introduce themselves, what university they come from, and kind of what's been the highlight of your time in Lexington. So Courtney, let's start with you.
Howdy, my name's Courtney. I'm originally from California, but I go to school at Sam Houston State in Texas. My highlight from this whole experience is definitely the networking opportunity. And we just visited Kentucky School for the Deaf. So that was probably the best experience ever, being able to see how passionate these students are about our career and industry.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cheyenne Kendall. I'm from Wilmington College in Ohio. And my favorite experience so far has been getting to share some really meaningful conversations with some of my fellow pre-service teachers, kind of just challenging our ideas and being able to network while doing so.
Awesome. Did you hear that? Networking, starting when you're a pre-service teacher. It's here and now.
Okay, so hi, I'm Morgan Dinky. I go to school at Northwest Missouri State University. And my favorite thing about this trip is that we've gotten to know each other all really well, and it just reinforces that ag is that family that supports you. And I know I can call on any of these girls and guys to help me out when I'm student teaching or being a full-time teacher down the road.
Don't forget us about us.
Oh yeah, these two are also amazing.
We'll help you. Thanks, Morgan.
Hi, I'm Allison Clausen. I'm originally from Nebraska, but I attend South Dakota State University. Go Jacks. My favorite part of this week has definitely been visiting the schools. Like Courtney said, the school for the deaf, and then the West Jefferson County High School was amazing. It was really eye-opening to see how big of a program and amazing their program is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mary Ellen. I go to The Ohio State University, and I think a highlight for me for this trip has been those like conversations around the dinner table, getting to talk and know people, understand other people's excitements for going into the industry, and things that you know you're not alone in your fears, as we're all like here to grow. And so it's just been a great time so far.
Awesome to hear.
That warms my heart. I love it. Those are so tough to follow, don't you
I
think?
know, yeah.
Well, Jackie, you can do it. I have.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Jackie Taylor, and I'm hailing from California, California State University, Fresno. Go Dogs! Just for you, President Castro. And my favorite part of this whole experience has been just networking with others around the country and kind of bringing a West Coast perspective to the East Coast and vice versa. I'm really appreciating my time, and I want to thank all the ag teachers who made this possible for me to come.
Well, and Jackie, you had the biggest, time zone gap. And I just want to compliment you that you've done very well this week, being where you need to be, because I would be in a bit of a fog. So
Thank you to Pepsi for sponsoring.
Really?
Hi, everyone. My name is Haley Neerling. I'm currently a senior at Southwest Minnesota State University. And it's really hard for me to pick one thing that's really highlighted this whole experience. This is a week that I'm never going to forget. I mean, these are some of the most inspiring individuals that I've ever met in my life. And I'm never going to forget this moment. I'm never going to forget this week. I think. Well, let's see. Okay, on a better note, I got to travel with Allison her first time on a plane. That was a highlight. I won our lab yesterday, our bird lab, so that was fun.
The best beak in the battle.
So that was fun.
Heck of a bird.
But yeah, honestly, such an unforgettable week. So thank you all so much.
Thank you for your dedication to being here.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kate Talamy. I'm originally from New Jersey, and I currently attend the University of Minnesota Crookston. And there's just so much. I don't even know what to say, but I'm really thankful to be here today and making those connections and networking with people and just listening to others and how much they love agriculture and what they want to teach and how diverse everything is. And it kind of makes me think like, wow, this is so big. It's something that I'm a part of, and I love being a part of it and just getting to listen to everybody's story, what they like, where they're from, and then bringing it back to we're a community and we're a family, so happy to be here.
Thank you, Kate.
Everybody, my name is Dejuan Brennan. I attend East Central State University. What can I say? This has been an amazing week filled with amazing people doing amazing things. Honestly, every single last person behind me, they're actually amazing, and they're going to do amazing in their field of work. Whether it be in the classroom, whether it's in the field, ag comms, whatever it's going to be for them, they're going to do amazing. And we're all going to do amazing. I'm so thankful for these two people right here. They were actually very, very helpful. They were very, very helpful in getting us to critically think. And I haven't been in a classroom setting in almost 2 years. So for the first time, me getting back in almost a classroom field felt very good, felt very comfortable. And it made me feel comfortable, you know what I'm saying? So these people behind me. So thank you so much, NAE. I appreciate everything that you've done.
Thank you so
Now,
much.
real quick, before you leave us on the green carpet, this young man did not have a traditional background in ag education.
I'm
He
a
found
city
us
boy.
by accident.
Yes, I am a city boy by nature and by heart. I'm from this Columbus, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Born and raised. But I love ag. Ag loves me, and I love it back.
And now he's in our family. Oh, here's a good one.
How do you think that?
Taylor, I don't know.
I don't know how I'm gonna do that one. Hi everyone, my name is Taylor Shane. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I go to Louisiana State University. Go Tigers. My favorite experience on this trip so far has probably been visiting the Kentucky School for the Deaf. I really enjoyed getting to talk to those students and hear about what they're doing in their ag programs, getting to tour their facility. It was a really, really amazing experience. Their school program is just phenomenal. And those kids are just they were great. I loved seeing them. I also really have enjoyed getting to meet and hang out with all my new friends from across the US and all of our staff members here. It's been so much fun, and I've really appreciated the professional development and getting to learn from everyone here.
Thank you so much.
Taylor, yeah, of course. Right. Sandra.
Hey y'all, my name is Lysandra Mejia. I am from Boone, North Carolina, and I attend North Carolina State University. Go Pack! And I gotta agree with Taylor here in saying that touring the programs have been amazing. They've given insight on the diversity of programs and how the teachers work together with communities, but also getting this community right here has been an amazing opportunity because it's not like I meet them and I'm never going to see them again. Like, this is a family for life, and I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much. All right, Talik.
Hello, everyone. How are y'all? I am Talik Harley, and I am representing the North Carolina State University. So, home, go Wolfpack. So, you know, it's really hard to say that this one thing is my favorite part. But if I did have to choose one, I would have to say meeting everyone behind me has been absolutely my favorite. And I'm pretty sure they could tell you that in our conversations that at some point in my career that I'm going to visit all of them one day. So it has truly been an honor to meet all of them and connect with everyone from different from across the states and the countries. And so it has been really good. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ayana.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ayana Wilson. I'm a senior at the University of Kentucky. Overall, my favorite experience from the NAAE FAST Symposium has been being able to network with this organization. I'm very thankful that this organization has, began the measure to work with diverse organizations such as understanding and learning the history of New Farmers of America. Being able to listen to Dr. Austin and Dr. Wakefield talk about agriculture and its meaning to Black people is very important. So being able to educate white people about the importance of NFA and FFA is very important to me and my success in agriculture. So overall, that has been my greatest experience.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
gonna ask her about how she found Ag Ed.
Yeah.
Because
We learned that at dinner. Yeah, the question was asked off screen. How did Ayana find Ag Ed? And
the University of Kentucky.
Right. Will you share a little bit about that?
Yes, so for the most part, I'm originally from Clinton, North Carolina. However, when I was in high school, I did move to Charlotte, North Carolina to attend a better school for my education. While I was there, I got the opportunity to become involved with the National FFA. And in my chapter of my high school, I was able to serve as vice president, and I was able to be an Angus heifer shower. So I showed Angus heifers, and I also showed sheep and goats. And so throughout that experience, I was able to attend National FFA convention. And while I was there, I actually attended an NAAE Ag Ed conference room to learn more about agricultural education. So the way that I learned about Ag Ed was through NAAE at the National FFA convention. Thereon, Dr. Vincent, who's actually my advisor, was the judge of ag sales. And the individual who I had met had told me that they felt as if I should meet their advisor, who was also Dr. Vincent. Dr. Vincent didn't have the opportunity to meet with me when I was at convention, but he did give me a grand opportunity to attend the University of Kentucky for a tour my senior year. And so once I had the opportunity to attend the tour, I figured out that UK was the home for me. That's my story and how I got involved in Ag Ed and through FFA and NAAE. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, students who are watching, remember, National Convention is coming soon, and there will be workshops of all different sorts there to help you find your way, your pathway in ag education or some other field in our big industry. So that is fantastic to have a plug for those as well. So, Andrea, we meet you on our green carpet here. This lady right here is pretty darn incredible. She has touched us in ways that we celebrate. Andrea, thank you for the work that you've done this week and for your part of the National Teach Ag Day campaign. Tell us a little bit about what your roles are.
So I am a program manager for professional development and teacher recruitment and retention. So I get to work with these amazing pre-service ag teachers from all across the country all year long. We do the Future Agriscience Teacher Symposium, which is what we're doing this time. We also have the
National Teach Ag Ambassador Program. And then we do other various FAST symposiums. We've got a virtual one that we do in the spring. We have the National Agriscience Pre-Service Teacher Program at National FFA Convention. And we just try to touch and reach as many pre-service ag teachers as we possibly can to give them the resources and tools that they need to be successful their first few years of teaching. So.
We were talking this morning about what it would be like to be a pre-service teacher and have access to all this information to all these individuals.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's almost impossible to fail.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many resources out there for them to be successful.
Absolutely.
And those resources didn't exist in such a plethora of ways back when we started teaching. And so we're a little jealous. And
Yeah.
I was actually talking with some of the participants earlier that I wish I would have had these opportunities when I was in undergrad. So absolutely.
We've got to get Sarah up here.
Yes.
Before we go, Andrea, really quick, do you have any egg teacher shout outs?
I want to shout out to all the teachers at JCTC West that let us come and visit yesterday. So Alex Tingle, Ashley Wagner, Mrs. Thomas, and Mrs. It was Allie Hicks Myers, Miss Myers. There we go. And Mr. Knight, who's the principal, so he's incredible too. He gave us a tour. And then Sadie Smock this morning that we went and visited her program. And then my former ag teachers, they're not ag teachers anymore, but Miss Hack and Mr. Thomas. And Mr. Burdine, who he's retired. So, but yeah, there we go.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sarah Warren, please join us on the green carpet. Hello. Hello. Don't
And
be
we
shy,
can tell that
Sarah.
she wanted to be on camera.
Yes.
She was dying to be on camera.
Yeah, hiding in the far back. Sarah, tell us a little bit about what you do at NAAE to help our members and our students.
Yeah, so I'm a program coordinator of meetings and operations at NAAE. So I generally assist with all the travel and paperwork and booking flights and hotels and whatever it takes to make programs like this happen from the backside of things. And so it's been great to work alongside Andrea. She's phenomenal, and the rest of the team.
Indeed. You are phenomenal too,
Yes,
and don't
you
you
are.
forget it. You got us all here from all over the country. So thank you. Before you ditch out on us there, I saw you try to sneak away.
Well, all of my ag teachers are the same as Andrea's ag teachers. We went to the same program. So shout out to all of you all twice. You're awesome. And I student taught with Sandy Smock. So, you know,
really?
yes, I did. So shout out to her. She's an awesome ag teacher as well. And everyone in Kentucky. I love all of my my friends that are now ag teachers as well. You guys are doing great.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. One other thing that we have to do really quickly is give them a shout out for the fantastic food we've consumed this week.
Oh, my
They have
goodness.
outdone themselves. Oh my goodness, we have another Zoomer, David. Okay, fast folks, you are released from standing behind us on the green carpet. Kirk, thank you for your patience as we get everybody reestablished here on the live show. We are excited to meet you and learn more about your part of egg education and your role, National Teach Egg Day, and some of the things that you are a part of. Can you introduce yourself to everybody gathered?
Yes, well, thank you for having me on. I'm Kirk Mogg. I'm a natural resources attorney in Portland, Oregon, product of Ag Ed, and currently here or joining you today in my role as chair of the board of directors for the Cultivating Change Foundation.
Wonderful. Can you describe the Cultivating Change Foundation and what it does and all of that good stuff?
Yeah, thanks for asking, and thanks for helping us share the mission of our organization. The Cultivating Change Foundation is a national nonprofit. It was established in 2016 with the mission to value and elevate LGBTQ agriculturists. So our mission is to make sure that young people who have an interest in ag and other natural resource industries know that there is a place for them in the ag and natural resource industries, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity, and really want to send the message that the ag industry is open and welcoming to all.
Fantastic. Is this organization then out of the town that you're in? Is this across the country? How does this work?
Yeah, so it's all over the country. We have a board of directors that spans coast to coast and kind of spots in between. So, you know, a couple of us are located here on the West Coast. We've got board members all the way on the East Coast and in the Midwest and Great Plains as well. Our organization is not a membership organization, so you don't become a member of the organization, but our events and activities are open to all. One of our main events, which we haven't done during the pandemic, but is a national summit where we invite anyone who wants to participate to come together in person to help advance the mission of the organization. I anticipate that we will soon be announcing the date and location for our 2022 summit, which will be great to get people back together in person again.
Kirk, I can assure you that it is great being live and in person with these people at Bradford Barbecue here in Lancaster, Kentucky. It is great. So I am excited for you when you have that opportunity. How do people find out about the summit? Is there a website that they can visit? Where's the PR and that sort of thing announcing your events?
Great question. Cultivatingchangefoundation.org has all of the information about our events. Folks can also follow us on social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of the above. We're out and about on all of those social media channels.
Wonderful. Kirk, do you come from a high school agriculture program? Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to on this special National Teach Ag Day?
A couple of shout outs today. So as I said, I'm a product of the ag ed system. I grew up on a farm in far eastern Oregon, joined the Vail FFA chapter in far eastern Oregon as a freshman in high school, and proceeded throughout that program. More recently, my involvement in FFA and the Oregon ag ed system has been in my role as the immediate past chair of the Oregon FFA Foundation. And so my shout out today would be to everyone involved in Oregon FFA and Ag Ed in the state of Oregon. And I've been just thrilled to see the incredible work that our ag educators do in the state of Oregon to make a difference in the lives of young people and help inspire them to pursue careers in ag.
Well, Kirk, David and I know some pretty inspirational teachers out in Oregon too.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we're happy to have you here talking about Cultivating Change Foundation. Thank you for sharing your information. But how wonderful it is that you know exactly what this is all about and how important agricultural education is to our youth. So thank you so much for being a partner with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Yes, you too. Thanks to all of you, and shout out to all of our great ag educators across the country.
Thanks,
yes,
Kirk.
thank you. And we already have Emily Score with Growth Energy. Welcome, Emily.
Hello, thank you. Great to be with you.
These young people are happy to have you here too. Our fast.
Great.
Yes. So with Growth Energy, I'm sure we have some people watching that may not be familiar with Growth Energy. Can you tell us a little bit about it and about yourself as well?
Absolutely. Thank you again for the opportunity. Happy National Teach Ag Day. My name is Emily Score, and I am the CEO of Growth Energy. We are the nation's largest trade association that represents the biofuels industry. So my members are the 100 bioprocessing facilities around the country that produce biofuels and bioproducts. So we both fuel and feed the world. And I also represent about 100 companies, the innovators in the space throughout the value chain that help us innovate. So we're constantly creating more with less. We are huge supporters of what you do. So thanks for having me today.
Thank you so much.
Emily, we did hear that you are a first-time attendee to National Teach Ag Day. So we really appreciate you making time for us today to share about Growth Energy.
I'm
Thank
sure
you
we
for
have,
for the opportunity to join virtually. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
and I'm sure we have ag teachers out there that would be interested to know if you have curriculum about growth energy and especially ethanol.
We absolutely do. So we've created the first biofuels curriculum available for ag educators. We've already had 7,500 downloads of this curriculum, and it teaches both about kind of the scientific process of how we take the starch from a kernel of corn to create ethanol, how we take the protein and the fats and fiber and we create high protein animal feed, but also the history of the industry, which is so important for agriculture because we are a huge contribution to sustaining a strong rural economy. And we consume about 30% of the US corn. So we're an important component of the agricultural story.
Yeah, I know that in my local community, we just opened up our first ethanol plant, and that's been a boost to our economy. And the farmers are excited about selling their product there. And so we appreciate everything you guys do.
Emily, I have a former student who was one of my city kids, if you will, and he's presently in Brazil helping to start ethanol plants in Brazil. So your story and this curriculum, what a neat connection we can make to a resource that is really part of FFA in the secretary being stationed by the ear of corn and it being grown in all of our states. So you are an important link in that whole process. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for sharing. What a success story. I'm glad to hear about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any ag teacher shout outs, Emily? Anybody who is important to you, who has impacted you in one way or another through ag education?
Well, I will say, so I was one of those city kids growing up in St. Paul, Minnesota, and I didn't have the benefit from an ag educator, but through our work with FFA and NAAE, I've learned so much about what you're doing, and I thank you for moving into the urban environment because everyone in the country needs to understand how critical agriculture is and how innovative it is. We're as cool as Google. When it comes to the innovation that's taking place. And I have to say, I get personal notes from the ag educators who use our curriculum. So please know, guys, I read every note. I save every note. I have a basket. I share it with the staff in the office. So thank you for connecting with us. It really means a lot that we're able to, potentially make a difference.
Emily, where are you zooming in from today?
So I live in Washington, D.C. We are an industry that relies heavily on federal government policy to make sure we have access to markets. There's a lot of conversation about climate these days and low carbon energy. Biofuels are low carbon energy. So just know that we have the ability to reduce our impact on the planet today with renewable biofuels that are homegrown in the U.S.
Thank you. When you head back to Minneapolis, St. Paul area, I'm just across the river in Wisconsin in New Richmond. So we should get together and have lunch and we can talk about.
I will take you up on that. I will take you up on that.
You can see my program and how you're directly impacting kids through sponsorships. So yeah, let's make a date.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks and have a wonderful day and event.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. All right, David.
This next part is very near and dear to our hearts.
It sure is. We've got 3 ag teachers zooming in from across the country. We're going to have representation from Georgia, California, and Illinois. And a special shout out to Riley, who happens to be the ag teacher of my niece back before she graduated from Streeter High School. So it's funny how the world is small and we appreciate the work that you do there. Riley, can you tell us a little bit about yourself to kind of get us started here in this segment?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Riley Hinchy and I'm the ag teacher and FFA advisor at Streeter Township High School in Streeter, Illinois. And I have to give a quick shout out to my sub, Miss Selt, and my students who are right next door to me and in agricultural mechanics. But I teach in a rural / kind of an in-town program as our school is right in the middle of town. And I have a wide variety of students from sexual orientation to skin color to ethnic background to all the above. And every single day, I love what I do.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Well, also as Jessica, you see that you're on now. Jessica, tell us a little bit about yourself and your program.
Good morning. Welcome to my third period Intro to Floral Design class. You guys can say hi. Hi. Definitely wide variety over here. I've been teaching 22 years. I posted this morning, best career ever. Couldn't possibly pick a career where literally probably every 20 minutes something is different and exciting and unique to our jobs. But I'm at Winter Park High School right now. The program has almost 400 students in the city, right next to Disneyland, if you've ever been to sunny Southern California.
Well, David and I have had the opportunity to be with you, Jessica, and I just want to tell your students they are so lucky. So be sure you listen really closely to Mrs. Fernandez because she's got it going on.
That's right.
And your school farm is adorable. I have a school farm in Wisconsin and we should really visit each other because that would be super fun. Jessica, you're awesome. Sabrina,
field trip to Wisconsin.
Right? Road trip. We love those in Ag Education. Sabrina, thank you also for being with us. Tell us a little bit about you, where you are, and your program.
Hi, I am Sabrina Davis, and I am the ag teacher here at Arabian Mountain High School, located in Stonecrest, Georgia, which is outside of Atlanta. It's a suburban/urban area. My school is actually in a preserve and my students are holding up signs of encouragement. So if you see me looking, I'm kind of like, hey y'all, thank you. I've been teaching for 24 years, 21 of those years here in the state of Georgia and 3 in North Carolina. I teach a 100% African-American population. My group of students will have at least 70 students that I do teach this year. I am at a magnet school, so we have different pathways. And these students chose to be a part of this, and I'm just so happy that they're with me right now. And what can I say? I love teaching agriculture. Oh, and they also wanted me to let you know that I did graduate from the North Carolina A&T State University, my HBCU that I love, that hopefully my students can go visit one day. They wanted me to say that.
Riley, can you kick us off with some advice for new teachers? We have some pre-service teachers here with us this week. What advice would you give a person just starting out in this best career ever?
Yeah, so I shared this with my students this morning and I said, if I get asked this question, this is what I want to say. And for those of you that don't know, or not, I guess not that it matters, but I'm a gay male that teaches agricultural education here in Illinois. And I didn't realize until recently that every part of us is on a different journey. And when I say that, it's not just like, oh, I'm on this journey, meaning we are, us as a whole, different parts of us are on different journeys. So and I gave the example of my student said, how long did it take you to get your bachelor's degree? I said, it took 4 years for me to get my bachelor's degree, but it took me 24 years for me to understand and be okay with who I was. And so I think that was a really, just me mentioning that this morning, as a new teacher, you have different parts of you that are on different journeys, and you as an individual have to understand where you are okay with understanding what part of what journey you're on and how you're willing to work through being in the best career ever with your students. And I think that's really cool, is your students are going to embrace and love every step of that for you.
Thank you, Riley. Definitely from the heart. I might need a tissue for that. All right, Jessica, it's your turn. Advice for new people starting out.
So I actually mentor quite a few teachers here in Southern California and was working with a pre-service teacher yesterday. And I expressed to her that my number one piece of advice would be to try everything and get as many experiences as you can before you take that first job. see as many programs as you can, get as many perspectives as you can, and experience as many different types of leadership development programs and SAE programs in different agriculture programs. Because I think our pre-service teachers, oftentimes you do what you're comfortable with, and your agricultureship program should be built on what they want to do, not what you want to do. And in order to make yourself comfortable with that, you really got to expand your horizons and check out things. As those of you know who've been to our farm, the kids decided what projects we were going to have. And the development of that farm has taken place over the last 17 years based on asking them, what do you want us to provide you so that you can have an excellent experience? And I am by no means an expert in any of those things, but I try to surround myself with people that can help me and support this team that's happening here.
Absolutely. Great advice. We have one of our FAST members here who's getting her master's degree, and she's talked about subbing in different classrooms and how monumental that has been for her development as a pre-service teacher, seeing all the different ways in which people do their business at school and organize things. So thank you for that great perspective. Sabrina, how about you? Advice for our new people?
Well, the one thing, and I'm going to piggyback on my friend Riley, is to be true to yourself. I always say, if you are who you are, they will come. They will naturally gravitate towards you, and they will want to learn more. Don't be scared to step away from the norm. And I mean, you don't have to follow the book or the curriculum. If you see something totally different, try it. It's a learning process. Don't be afraid to reach out to others, because you don't have all of the answers. So you not knowing, or a first year teacher not knowing what to do or how to do it, reach out to someone, communicate. It's this easy. I have a lot of people that reach out to me. I don't know everything. So I do the same thing they do. Let's call someone, or maybe I'll call Riley, maybe I'll call you. So don't be afraid to reach out to anyone. And it's a learning process. You will learn the job as you go, and you will learn about those different topics that you need to teach.
And I think Rachel and I definitely agree with you, because we love to reach out, and we love it when people reach out to us needing help. And if we don't have the answer, we'll find someone with the answer. While we have you on, Sabrina, what ag teachers or shout outs do you have?
Oh my gosh. You put me on the spot now. So I want to shout out to all of, are you saying like shout outs? Like, hey, I want to shout out to my good friends down at Creekside High School, all the ag teachers there. I want to, especially all of the Georgia ag teachers. How about that? Is that a good one? Yeah. And I'd like to shout out to my officers, and also that one person, my mom. She's not here, but I'm going to make sure that she sees this. Just making sure that she knows that I thank her for what she has given me, and that's been the gift of teaching. And she was my teacher, and she was a teacher. So just that whole gift of teaching, I just want to make sure that her name is out there. Martha Stearns, that's who she is.
That is awesome to hear. How about you, Jessica?
Well, I want to give a shout out to all the agriculture teachers in California, and especially my team here at Buena Park High School, Marlisa, Scott, Heather, and Rachel, and then definitely my family, because my husband Curtis and my kids and my mom are the only reason that I'm able to be ag teacher 24/7, is the support of that family.
Boy, you are not wrong about that, Jessica. It takes special people to put up with us in our role in this best job ever. So thank you, Dean, back home in New Richmond, Abby and Iris, who are always at the farm. Yeah, special people. Oh, where's the tissue? Okay, we made it almost to the end. 128.
How about you, Raleigh?
I'll have to go with my students are going to be my number one, whether they were my students my first year of teaching or my current students today. They are my best teachers. You know, if I screw something up, they're the first to tell me. If something goes well, they're the first to give me feedback. And so I have to give them that. My second one is going to be teachers here within the state of Illinois. They have supported me. They have done anything they can to make sure that things are going well and that if I need anything, and on top of it, just anybody across our great nation, you know, that's the supportive network we always talk about with agricultural education is I can pick up the phone and completely vent the whole way home or pick up the phone and find the answer that I need. And that's what I truly find supportive about that. And the last two that I have is definitely the families here at Streeter, Illinois. And then finally, my family at home. I come from a whole family of teachers, and they're usually the first one to say, hey, I see you had a bad day. What do you need? Talk about the tissues there. Talk about the tissues.
Thank you, Riley. We are just seconds away from the live show, continuing on with some fabulous things. And so thank you for taking time out of your busy day to join us. David and Krista and I want to say welcome to the club.
Absolutely.
And those watching will know more about what that means in minutes. So congratulations on a job well done in each of your respective locations. Happy National Teaching Day.
Thank you so much.
You guys have fun. I'll be watching.
Today.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.